Okay, this is day 3 of Stitches of Summer. We're moving on to knots. Apologies for the noise in the background, we appear to have some weather going on. So knots are used for filling stitches or for centres of flowers and things like that. In some traditional Chinese stitching they only use knots. So it's a good thing to have, and it's a nice stitch that fills. So I'm starting with a Chinese knot. So you bring your thread through from the back and you take hold of the fabric and just twist it like that, and then you bring your needle down inside the twist and then pull your excess thread all the way up to the needle. Stick your thumb on top so it doesn't move and then pull that through. So that is a basic Chinese knot. Now a Chinese knot allows for other variations in the same kind of thing. So the same system again, take hold of the thread and twist it, and then capture the end of the thread about 1 millimetre or so away from where you came up, and then pull in enough thread to leave a small loop. So your loop can be whatever size you want, keep your thumb on it and then pull down, and that secures the loop and that's not going anywhere. You can do a whole load of these together to make kind of a flower. Okay, so next is a colonial knot. Starting from the back again. So this one, it's a little, you've got to kind of think which way your thread's going. So you need to come with your needle around the back of the thread like that, and then bring this around the front of the needle. So you're kind of creating a figure 8 on the needle, and then come back down and pull in the excess. And it comes down. So this creates, how well it's going to come out on camera, kind of a ring. It feels like a knot on the surface more than other things. It sits slightly higher than the Chinese knot. So I'll show you again. You come up behind the thread like that and then bring the thread over and in. This knot is also called a candle wicking knot. In some places it's also a Turk's head. So one more time. So you come up behind and bring the thread around, so you can see the figure 8 on the needle, and then back down again. Just remember to pull out the slack, otherwise it will just not sit right. So that's a close. Start with a stitch like that. It doesn't have to be a particularly long stitch, but a bit more than 1/4 of an inch is good. So you come up somewhere in the middle, bring your thread around to the left of your stitch, and then around to the right and through. So that creates another figure 8 design on top of the stitch. So that's a nice way of decorating longer stitches. So if you do a line of quite wide stitches and then come back and do a Danish knot on top. One is a French knot. So people tend to use this as a tying off kind of knot on the back of fabric rather than the front, but it also works as decorative. So again, you come through, you bring the thread over the needle a couple of times and then back through pretty much the same hole. So that's all. So bring your thread over and then back through the same hole like that. So in terms of your kind of ball knots, French is the smallest, the Chinese is the next one up, and then colonial is the largest. So depending on what size you're doing and how you're filling things in, those are your options. So that is part 1 of knots. See you tomorrow for